Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm here today with my little dog Ellie. She's my little Yorkshire Terrier. And welcome to our Wednesday Facebook Live. We have a lot of fun on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm on Fridays at 4 o'clock also. So let me just refresh my page here on my computer, my laptop, and make sure that we are actually live. I always like to check because you never know. Okay, it looks like we are live. So how have you all been doing? Did you have a nice weekend last weekend? It was a relaxing weekend for us. I had a card class and I had some ladies over. We enjoyed one another and talked and made cards, and it was lots of fun. I like to have my local classes just to keep me in touch with my customers right here in town. So that was fun. Little Ellie has not been feeling very well though. Yesterday I went out to lunch with a couple of girlfriends, and her separation anxiety was so bad. She cried and cried while I was gone, and my husband he texted me and said she's not doing very well. So when I came back, we loved on each other, and she had a lot of tummy issues last night. So I don't know if those were part of why she was crying or what, but she just ate her first full meal since all of that happened yesterday, and I know she's ready for a nap. She's kind of on the mend, I think. Poor little thing. She really is attached to me, and since I'm retired and my husband's retired, we're both here all the time, and yesterday just wasn't. I actually went out the door once and had to come back for something, and I think that's what made it worse. You know, they're just such little love bugs, and she is definitely my little love bug. So good to see you guys. We have so much going on with the new catalog. Celebration is in full force now, and we are having a lot of fun, free gifts all over the place. I love it. And so today, the card we're going to make today uses one of the Celebration products and one of the brand new products in the new spring mini catalog from Stampin' Up. And I just love it that now I can show you the actual catalog pages. That is great. So I'm going to put Ellie down and let her take her little nap now. And we're going to take a quick look at our catalogs. I'm going to turn you down and let's see. Hold on. There we go. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to turn this up just a hair. So this is our new Celebration catalog. It goes from all the way from 2 months, January and February. And the items in this catalog, you cannot purchase them. You can only get them free with a minimum $50 order, and some with a $100 order. And the gifts are fabulous, and that's why I'm wanting to use them and demonstrate them to you as we go through the next couple months so you can see everything. This is the one where is the one we're using today? Here it is. Today we're going to be using the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 paper, and we're going to make a really cute card, kind of a new fancy fold with this. But I also want to tell you just for a minute, this daffodil paper is very beautiful, and that was another little announcement that I wanted to make for you. But on January 29th, my friend and fellow demonstrator Robin Dawes and I are going to have a mini retreat. It's going to be local here in San Diego, Poway actually, North San Diego. And we're also going to do a mini retreat to go, where you're going to get some of this paper for free. You'll get it anyway. You're going to also, let me find the stamp set. We're going to use Daffodil Daydreams. Don't you love that title? Let me find it here. I didn't have that page marked, but I want to show it to you. The Daffodil Daydreams is a beautiful stamp set. Page 37. Let's find that. And we're going to use this stamp set, Daffodil Daydreams, and the dies, the bundle, and you're going to make 6 beautiful cards, 1 or 2 3D items. They're beautiful for spring. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have prizes, and I'd love to have you sign up for our mini retreat to go, or if you're in town, for our local retreat. And what you can do is on my blog, I didn't put a link here, but on my blog, prettypapercards.com, under classes, I have all the different classes that I'm offering, and the Daffodil Daydreams mini retreat is right under there. Or you can leave me a note, just leave me a comment, and I will email you and get you all set up with the Daffodil, hi Allison, with the Daffodil Daydreams mini retreat. We're going to have a lot of fun, January 29th, in person here or to go. Diane, good to see you. Yes, I know. She's better today. Poor little Ellie. Okay, so the stamp set we're going to use today, that we're going to focus on, actually a bundle, is going to be the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. I'm really excited about this, and truthfully, it's the first time I've even used it. Today is in getting ready for this class. So let me show you the card, and we can just get started right away. And as for a prize, I have a prize to award today and a new prize to offer for next week. So I'm going to announce the prize at the end, and you guys don't let me forget, okay? Make sure to remind me if I forget. This is the little card we're going to make today. I'm waiting for it to come. Okay, I see that it's on there for you. Made with the Rainbow of Happiness bundle, and it is a fun and new, to me, new fun fold card where this little flap pops up and you write underneath. You can write your whatever you want to say, but on the outside it says, "You make this world a better place," and it has this fun, cute little flap, and the paper, all this pretty paper, is from the new celebration, and I want to get the right name for it. Let me just grab that back again, because I always like to use the correct name. Sunshine and Rainbows paper, and I do have the rest of it so you can see all of it right here. It's wonderful, I think, when in celebration they offer a free product that goes with a already, a bundle that's in the mini catalog. So that complements it, and you can end up with paper, dies, stamps, everything that goes together. So here is a little quick zip through of the Sunshine and Rainbows paper. And I'm just showing you a couple of patterns today on the card today. But lots of rainbows, pretty multicolored, bright, just beautiful paper. Oh, thank you, Diane. My happy nails. Yes, I have happy nails today. It's true. They have little polka dots on them. So this is the stamp set, Rainbow of Happiness, and this is the die set, and a couple of the dies I've already pulled out because I'm going to use them today. And I'm just amazed at how much we can do with this stamp set and die set. I think I've seen lots of fabulous stuff, and then what I created today was new to me. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this bundle, the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. And if you place a $50 order in my online shop, and the link to that is right up above, you can choose the Sunshine and Rainbows paper as a free gift, which is fabulous. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. You love the paper too. I agree. So let's get started and just see how this works. And I'm going to just make a lot of it right here with you today. So I've left a little bit of extra time so that we can really make it together. Now, we could do this differently, but we're going to start with our standard card base, mostly because I have a lot of them pre-made, but also to show myself and all of us kind of how this works. So this is your standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And in order to make this card work, I'm going to pull up my paper trimmer, and what I'm going to do is spread this out, and each side is 4 1/4, each half. So I'm going to take the left half, and I'm going to put it 1 inch back at 3 1/4, right there, and I'm going to cut. And that will give me the 1-inch flap that I need right there. That is the 1-inch fold over flap that we need. So basically, if you were cutting a piece, and I'm going to tell you that I'm going to use this extra piece to do the little part that comes down. So that's why I did this. If you wanted to start from scratch, you would do a 6 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base is what it really turns out to be, scored at 4 1/4. But we're going to use this little part to be the, let me just get this out of here, to come down like this and be our little opening. So we're going to cut this one now at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I believe it's already at 3 1/4 because that's where we cut it. So we're going to now trim the other end to 4 1/4, and that's going to be now really the card base. So let's see how that goes. Here's the card base, the first part that we cut, and then this one is going to slip right up in there and meet the edge right down at the bottom. So that is that's our little card base. But before we do that, we want to put on our beautiful designer series paper. I chose these two from the Rainbows, what was it now? Rainbows and Sunshine designer series paper. I chose these two because I thought they went together beautifully. This is soft sea foam, and it's in one of the rainbows. It's one of the colors in here, and so it coordinates really nicely. And so we're going to cut this rainbow, the paper with the rainbows. We're going to cut it to 5 1/4. If you're taking notes, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put the measurements down below. And if you all want me to put the measurements down below on the Facebook Live, I will do that afterward. I'll put it in as a comment. So we're going to cut it at 5 1/4 by 4. And that's going to now be the piece that goes inside. I have a small area here that I'm working with and trying to store everything. Okay, so this now is going to fit right in there, and that's going to be our lower section. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down with multi-purpose glue. And if you remember, when we put on our multi-purpose glue, we don't come all the way to the corner. That's because when this line smushes, I don't know if you can see it, I'm putting a pretty faint line, it will spread out, and we don't want it to spread out past the edge of the paper. So we come in about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little less, and then put more glue in the center. And make sure we have our rainbows facing the right direction, and they're not upside down like a horseshoe, but they're the pretty little, I just think it's the prettiest pattern. I really do. I really like that. Okay, now we've got our flap that is going to come down from the top, and this is where we're going to use this soft seafoam and polka dotted paper. And we're going to trim, thank you so much, Pam, for sharing. We're going to trim a piece of the designer series paper to go on the flap, and that's going to be 3 by 4. So we're going to just trim that at 3 by 4. And while I'm here, I'm going to cut another piece for the fold over flap, and this piece is going to be 5 1/2. 5 1/2? Yeah, 5 1/2 by 3/4. I always have to check myself because sometimes I want to make sure it's right. Just like you all do, we want to make sure we get our measurements right. So 5 1/2 by 3/4, and I think that's most of the cutting that we're going to be doing today. So I can set my scraps off to the side, and now we can get ready to glue. So here's our flap that's going to come down. We're going to add our designer series paper now to give that a nice, pretty coordinating look. Kind of came on toward the edge there, didn't I? So we'll put this on just like this. Let's see how that goes. Pam Simmons, I already said hi to you. Patricia Allison, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, so here is this piece. Now there is a little bit of glue did come out, which I really didn't want it to do. But it's good to look at these things so that we can all see how to fix it. When you have a little bit of glue coming out, I have what looks kind of dirty, but it's a kind of a gummy eraser. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them, but it's perfect for getting glue off of paper, and it just takes a few little movements to get that off. Okay, now what we can do is look at our card base here, and I'm going to press down one more time. I'm going to try to get that really folded in there. And now we're going to put on this little strip. This is what the strip is for, is to come right there in that little fold over part. So let's glue this down and have me try not to have the glue come out of the edges. It's fun to use this designer series paper, any designer series paper. It brightens up your cards so much. I really rarely make a card without it. So there's our little strip. And now you can see how that looks. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that coordinate beautifully? Roz, good to see you. And then this piece is going to come right up there. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it. And you could use, in fact, maybe we could. Let's do that just to be different. Let's use our Stampin' Seal Plus, because this seal is a very tight hold that I really love. So let me get it going in there, and we'll just put that down right there. I'm going to come down just a little bit further, and then all you do is, I just eyeballed this. Some of you are measuring girls, and you might want to measure from side to side, but I just eyeball it, and it seems to have come out pretty well. And the main thing is to make sure it's exactly equal with the bottom of the card. And then we just fold it over and press. And there it is. There's our flap. Isn't that good? I like the way that works. DSP is one of the greatest values in the catalog. Yes, Patricia, I agree. There are, and I've never even done the one sheet wonder. People take a 12 by 12 sheet of DSP, which is designer series paper, and they make, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 cards from it. Maybe one day we'll do that. Okay. So now really this is the majority of our card. It's all done. Now we just get to do the fun part, which is decorating. I love to decorate. So what we're going to do here is we are going to I'm going to use a couple of the different dies in the die set. Again, it's called the Brilliant Rainbow. That helps me learn it too when I have to say it over and over. The Brilliant Rainbow dies. Okay, and we're going to cut a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock with this fun rainbow die. Now when it cuts the arches, they're going to all be separate. So we're going to get 4 separate loose little arches, which is kind of fun. And we're just going to use one for our card today, and then we'll have 3 left over for another time. So there we go. And let's get this. I'm using the little mini machine, as you could see, because I like it. And it's so easy to use here while we're making cards in this small little space. Okay, so let's see how these turn out, just so you can get an idea of it. So this has cut out now 4 different arches that form a rainbow, and you can adhere them to your paper. Look at that. The 4 different arches, and I'm going to use the second one down, so this particular one. But do you see how that works? And so you can use these little arches any place you want to. And I'm sure we're going to have some real smart people figure out some amazing things that are different to do with these arches. But we're just going to use this second one down. I'm going to pull that aside and keep these. I have a little, do you have a little place where you keep your extras? I do. Okay, and the next thing we're going to cut, and I think this is really the cutest die in the entire set. Look at this. It's kind of like a rainbow tag. Look at that. It's like a little rainbow tag. So it has a rainbow at the top, and yet you have this area to stamp or decorate or do anything you want, and that's where we're going to put our sentiment today. So I'm going to put that little tag on there, and we'll run this through also. Yeah, you could stamp first, but I found, I usually do that, stamp before die cutting, but I found out with this one that I was able to center the stamp better when I die cut it first. And we'll set this off to the side here. And the same thing happens with this cute little tag. All the little tiny rainbow pieces come out, so I'm sure there's some fun things that we can do with that. But right now I'm just going to get rid of those. Have you all seen my fun scraper that I've been using lately? I got this on Amazon. It's like for food, but it scrapes all of the things. It scrapes off all your little dimensional covers and everything right off your desk. I love it. Okay, now we're going to stamp. And the stamp I've chosen to use today is You Make This World a Better Place. You know, I kept thinking of that song. Do you guys ever think of songs? It's an old song. Cute tag. Thanks, Allison. It is. It's an old song. You make this world a better place. Does that sound familiar? I know it's just dating me. I'm sorry. But I've just been thinking of that song ever since yes, you love the scraper, Roz. Okay, yeah, it's on Amazon. And it's really for food. It's like a food scraper. And this is, so here's our little stamp. Let me make sure I get it right side up now. And I'm using Misty Moonlight ink. I looked at the paper, and in fact, I'll just give you this little hint. Where did I put that catalog? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here on the catalog, the Celebration catalog with the paper, right at the end of the description, right in here, it tells the different colors, Stampin' Up colors that it uses. And this is what we love about Stampin' Up. Hello. Oh, Pam, you're saying hi to Roz, I guess. But you're my friend, too. So right here in the description, it tells the Stampin' Up colors that are used. And it says Flirty Flamingo, Bermuda Bay, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, Pool Party, which I'm using, Soft Seafoam, and So Saffron. And that's what we love about Stampin' Up, is the colors coordinate. So the papers are meant, the designer series papers are meant to be those exact colors. So when we use Pool Party, which I chose for the tag, when I use Pool Party, ink or cardstock or anything Pool Party from Stampin' Up, it's going to blend beautifully, and it does. And then I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight ink, and that's going to blend beautifully also. So let's go ahead and do our stamp and get that on our little rainbow tag. I think I'm going to be using this a lot, this little tag. It's so cute. And there it is. You Make This World a Better Place. Love it. Okay, now let's see how we're going to put this flap together. So what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, I forgot. I have already pre-cut from the Scallop Contour dies a rectangle. I think it's maybe a 3x4. Let's check the size. 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. 3 3/4. 2 1/4 by 3 3/4 rectangle piece of basic white cardstock, and it's been cut out using the Scallop Contour dies, and I'm going to place it right over here like that after I get it decorated. But this is what I'm going to put the rainbow tag on, and the green, then the green arch. I'm going to do it just like this. And I found a little hint for putting the arch on. I'm going to glue the arch on, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't crooked. And so what I did is I've counted down the scallops, and here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I put a ruler across, and that tells me where the base of the arches should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Let me check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that is where the base of the arches should be, the base of the arch. Oh, goodness sakes. I'm just going to get my scissors here. And we're going to glue it down just like that. And I'm going to try to make the base come right there. Good idea, counting scallops. Well, it's the only thing I could think of, Roz, how to do it. And so I want to put a very thin line of glue. Now I know we might be able to use mini dimensionals, but I really don't want to pop this up. I want to pop up my tag. So that's why I don't mind gluing down my arch. And so let's see if we can get it. I am going to have to hold it at one point. Okay. Now I've got my ruler placed just where I want it, and I'm going to come down and get the base of my arches. I'm just going to press it. Whoops. Press it right against there. And there we go. There it is. Pretty good. Pretty good. And it's such a bright arch. I love it because it's the bright color. And I think it really sets off the pool party here in the tag. So now we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to make our tag pop up. And we're going to put some bling on here. Don't you worry. We're going to get a little bling on our card here at the end. And don't forget to have me do that. Okay. So then all we need to do is just put our little rainbow tag right under there, and everything comes out just perfect. Isn't that cute? I just really like this set. Really like it. Okay, so the next thing to do is we're going to lift this up on this piece on dimensionals also. But one thing I'm going to do, notice there's a difference in height here where the flap comes down. So I'm not going to put any dimensionals on the very tip top of my scallop piece. I'm going to put them down below so this does not look weird. I don't like things to look weird. I bet you don't either. We want our cards to look pretty. Let me lower that. After I set it, then I put that up high. I'll pull that down and put it a little bit lower. And this should make it more pleasing to the eye. We'll just say that, more pleasing to the eye. And again, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg of what we can do with this beautiful set. Okay, and now we just need to adhere our scallop piece just like that. And there we have really the card. We just need to put our bling on, I think. Oh, we need to put the piece on the inside. That's right. So I have already pre-cut a piece of basic white cardstock 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 so that we can put it here on the inside, and you can write whatever you want. But I'm going to use another little stamp. This set has cute little tiny stamps, and let me show you. Here are little drops of rain. There's a tiny thank you. This is just lines. I'm not 100% sure what to do with that. If any of you know, tell me. Put it here in a comment. Little dots, which I love dot stamps. I'm not using that today because it's near Valentine's Day. I'm going to use these little hearts. It's 3 little, can you see that? 3 little teeny tiny hearts there. So I've got them here already on a clear block, and I just need to make sure they're right side up. And really, you just need to barely touch it to the ink. And we can just put as many little hearts on as we want to. Isn't that cute? Look how cute those are. I love it. Love it. Maybe we'll put a few down here, a few more. Isn't that cute? And while we're at it, let's take our envelope, because you know we like to decorate our envelopes. Well, I do anyway. And I'm going to put some of these little hearts down here on the envelope. Ellie sees something she's going to bark at. I don't know if you hear her with her little growl there. She's feeling better today. I'm so thankful. Okay, so that's all the stamping. Just a little bit of stamping today. but we have so many gorgeous products to use. So this is our inside piece. Uh-oh. I noticed if that happens and your little rainbow top here gets a little bit crooked, all you have to do is go back and press it down with your bone folder, and that'll press it right back into place. I think I must have moved it, I must have pushed it into something. I have a lot here at my desk. And so we're just going to now adhere this with glue, this inside piece with some glue, right on top of our designer series paper there. And that way it's hidden underneath our flap, our rainbow flap. We'll call it the rainbow flap, okay? And we're just going to put that right in there and press down. And that way there's something to see when they look up. They open this, you make this world a better place, and they open it up and then you tell them how they've made it a better place, right? Now for our finishing bling. Let's add our bling. This is, I'm using the 2021-2023 in color jewels. And the reason I want to use them is because the colors in here are soft succulent and fresh freesia, the lighter colors, and I can hardly even tell the difference between them. There are 2 rows of fresh freesia here and the soft succulent there. And I was thinking the soft succulent, because it's such a light green, would look really pretty, and I think it will. So I'm going to put one little jewel there, and let's see, where should we put another one? I think right down here, and then we'll put a third one just wherever we want, like maybe up in this area. I always think adding embellishments just brings a card to life, don't you? So there's our fun rainbow card. Isn't that just cute? I really am pleased with it. I'm glad actually that, you know, what I get to do is I get to make a sample before I make it with you, and so I always end up with 2 cards, and I love it because now I have 2 cards to send to someone. And many times I use these for my customers. So you might, if you're one of my customers, you might be receiving these. And I'm just going to clean my my little area here with my scraper. And see how it works? It gets those little dimensional tops right off of there, and I can just turn around and put them right into my trash can, just like that. Okay, we're ready for a prize. Let's see, let me bring you back here. And we'll look at what our prize was from last week. Last week our prize was Tags in Bloom. Let me show it to you. I wasn't showing it, sorry. It was a stamp set called Tags in Bloom. And the winner of the Tags in Bloom, and I don't even see her here today, I don't think, is Kay from Kay's Cards. Kay, I think I have your contact information. I'll contact you. But she is getting this great stamp set. It was a celebration set a while back, and I really loved it, and I kept one aside so that I could give it away for you guys. So Kay, congratulations for winning the Tags in Bloom stamp set. Yay! And for next week, I have something what I think is really good. So these are some brand new garden gems that were just offered as part of the Eden's Garden Suite, but they were only offered for a couple of months, and you can't get them anymore from Stampin' Up. So I had an extra pack. So this is for next week. So if you want these darling garden gems, and what I love about them, I'm going to try to put it up a little closer. The lower ones are what we would expect, little circles, iridescent circles, but the ones up above are kind of like teardrops, like a drop shape. They are beautiful. And so this is the prize for next week. It'll be on January 19th that I'll award this. And if you want this prize, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, just put prize, and I'll enter you in the drawing to win these beautiful garden gems for next week. Well, I've had such a great time with you guys today. I hope you've also enjoyed making this our fun card with the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. It's really a great bundle. I highly recommend it, and this is not the last time that we're going to use it. We're going to be using it a lot. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and stop by on Friday at 4 o'clock when I'll do another Facebook Live, and I'll have something fun, more new stuff. We have a lot of new stuff to display and work with and play with, so I'll see you back here on Friday. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, bye-bye.